Hi everyone, and welcome to Technique Tuesday. This week we're going to be talking about stamping and the different types of stamp pads and inks that are available on the market. The first one I'd like to talk about is the dye-based ink. It is a permanent ink on all kinds of paper. It dries quickly, but it's not waterproof. Therefore, you can't color an image that you stamp with any kind of paint or pens or other water-based products. So be aware of that. It does fade over time, and that's something to keep in mind as well. The Stazon ink, however, is a solvent ink. It's permanent and will last a lifetime. It can be stamped on any kind of non-porous surface, such as metals, glass, plastic, glossy papers, and papers, and will not fade over time. They're both archival safe and acid-free. The dye ink dries in really quick, roughly probably 60 seconds to a minute and a half, but the Stazon takes a little bit longer. It dries in about 3 to 5 minutes. When you go to stamp your images, you don't need necessarily a stamp pad that's as big as your stamp, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. But we're going to start with this one here, and we're going to use this here. This is that dye ink. When you go to stamp your ink pad, you don't want to take your stamp and just kind of smush it down into it. What you want to do is kind of just gently tap it. When you tap it like this, what it does is it gets the ink on the words that you're wanting, but not in the crevices, so you don't get that smeared look. And then when you lay it down on your surface, make sure you have a smooth, hard surface, and just kind of push evenly on it. So kind of like that. And then you'll get this nice, clean, crisp image. When you clean it, basically with this one, since it's it's not water resistant, you just spray it with some water and rub it off on a rough towel, and you're good to go. When you use the Stazon ink or any other kind of ink pad, and you use the larger ink pads or stamps, they don't really fit. This one's bigger than the stamp pad, and therefore you're not going to get a good image. But what you want to do so that you get that nice, smooth, crisp image is take your stamp, turn it upside down, take your ink pad, and just tap it like 100 times even. No, I mean, it's like 3 or 5 times should be fine. But if you don't think it's quite dark enough, just tap it some more. If you've got one of those really big background ones, you're going to want to, just breathe on it, kind of like blowing hot air basically, to make it moist again. But this one here looks pretty good. Whoops. Pretty good. Let's get that last little spot there. So then we're going to put it down to get our image. When you stamp your image down, don't rock it again. Just push evenly and straight in the middle. If you don't think you might have gotten all of it, try going to the 4 corners, and that's it. Pick it up, and your image is perfect. Basically, both ink pads are great to use. They're both fun for all our different cards and scrapbooking things that we do. But just keep in mind that the dye inks will fade and will not, or you cannot color with water-based products, because it will run and smear and cause you some trouble. The Stazon is permanent. It won't wash off. So where I got it here on my board, it'll be there forever. Have fun, enjoy the techniques, and I'll see you next week.